Hello and welcome to HRL TRS Season 6 for this third and final race of the event. We're going to be returning to the original Mount Packer. So if you remember the one from Halo 5, this one will definitely look a little bit different. I think the Halo 5 one in general is like a little more compact. Yeah, I would say so. At least it felt like it. This one does not feel like that at all. This one feels very wide open, like medium-sized track. Pretty nice one. Pretty nice one. Definitely a classic for a reason. Another Slaunch, Ragnarok, or Valhalla, or whatever track. So you start off with the gate here. Rip all the way over here. This is the finish line. And then here you actually veer off this way, make it over this hill, hit the downhill, down into the river, send it up through here. This is an interesting spot because you actually have a few different line choices here. So it's pretty rare, but you can go this way, angle it up this way, and it can be worth it, but it's not very common. Most common thing you'll see is drivers going around the right here and just going down the middle, although another line you can do is shooting it up the right side of this tree here, and sometimes you can get a good run there and, you know, make some block passes, stuff like that. More line choice here. You obviously want to go to the left, but sometimes you have to go to the right of this rock. And there's also this jump here that you're probably not going to see anybody hit. It's kind of a meme. It's not really a line, but it's kind of a meme. But you rip down here through this downhill, collision here. Down here as well. This is kind of a tricky spot. Can have some gophers down here. And then you've got that classic inside line here that you can take. But again, it can get congested as well. So you've got that choice. It's faster, but it can be slower if you cheese it. It's definitely a lot easier to do the other line, to just go around it and hit the outside. So that's Mount Packer. Great track, classic, and we'll be racing. I want to double check. I'm pretty sure it's 32. All right, 32, yep. 32 laps here. Take a look at the gate on the far left. It'll be Detail, Real Deal, Vulcan, Turkey, Slaunch, Opix, Justin Baker, Armada, and Luke rounding out the starting order for this one. Sticky Det is down, and as soon as it blows up, be going green for 32 laps around Mount Packer. Another classic track to start off our TRS Season 6. Sector making the call for this one. Hopefully for the rest of the season too. Green flag, and Detail going with the strat call. Going with the cheese line on the start. I forgot about that. Works out pretty decently, but we do have a nice, like, four-way battle almost. Oh, and that's not going to work for Luke, and not going to work for Armada either. And it looks like Detail also gets bottled up in the cave, too, so some issues early on for a lot of drivers. And it looks like it's going to be Slaunch on his home track, working his way to the lead down for lap 1, Real Deal second. I think Opix actually in third as well. Let's make our way through this downhill and through this section yet again. This uphill can be pretty cheesy with drivers, you know, potentially taking different lines and stuff like that. And that too wide was very tight. And I think Opix clipped the rock there, trying to keep it clean. It's going to lose a spot there. Oh, that contact. If it doesn't cheese it, I might have to look at this one because this is really funny. Armada coming in hot, and Luke trying to square up that inside line, and Armada just wasn't ready for it, and just absolutely. I mean, it kind of set him up for it. To be fair, it kind of set him up for it, even though it cheesed him a little bit. So it could have been worse. That wasn't that bad in the grand scheme of things. But oh, it's like Sector having some issues. It's definitely been a minute since he's raced in general, and on Halo 4 as well. But yeah, leading him down. Now a few laps down, it's going to be Slaunch still holding off Real Deal, and you see most of the drivers just lining up in that inside line, but a few of them opting for the outside. And it is kind of a strat call. Generally, you are going to want to take that inside, but there are some instances in the race. You know, maybe you have a few drivers battling pretty hard for the inside, and, you know, it's getting pretty intense there. You know, maybe you make the strat call to go to the outside in that situation, expect there to be, like, kind of a bottleneck or something like that. Like right here, for example, how Ramda had to let off, you know, maybe if you were in a three-way battle right there, you might decide to go for the outside. Definitely something that can work out in certain situations. And it looks like Slaunch has cheesed back now. Real Deal has moved up to the lead, and it seems to be a common theme. Real Deal's led a little bit in every race so far. Luke with a big run right there, but not able to make anything happen of it. But they both have a run on Slaunch, and Detail will just take the spot. I think Real Deal got involved in a collision there, too. Loses quite a bit of time, but he's not quite going to lose the lead yet. We have a nice two-way battle between Armada and Opix there, and also a great, like, four-way battle. Well, three-way battle for second now. Real Deal's got a bit of a gap, but it looks like it could easily be a four-way lead battle. And like I was saying in the earlier races as well, could definitely see these four be the championship contenders, and that one's not going to work very well for Detail or Slaunch. And that'll actually allow Luke to get by both of them, and Real Deal was able to narrowly avoid it. So it's going to be Real Deal, Luke, Detail now. Slaunch falling back to fourth with some bad luck with these collisions. See if they have to worry about anything this time by. Not going to have to. Armada and Opix still in a pretty good battle there. And let's see if anything gets cheesy here. It looks like Sector might be kind of close. And yes, he is going to make contact with Slaunch. Opix gets turned around as well. And yeah, more collision cheese for Slaunch. He's going to go down to fifth now, I think. So yeah, just cannot get a break with those collisions. So it's going to be Real Deal, Luke, and Detail now. And oops. Luke's actually going to opt to go to the outside there. No collisions there for them, but maybe for these drivers. Yeah, Armada gets absolutely cheesed on that one. Even falls down the river a bit there. That is unfortunate. That's not how you want to get collected on that collision. Like how he did, how you have to climb back up the hill there. Not ideal. And it looks like Real Deal actually gets collected there as well. That's going to throw Luke to the lead. Detail second. Now Real Deal will go all the way back down to third. And it looks like the collision cheese might not be over for them quite yet. Looks like these guys are going to clear it here. Opix and Turkey. Pretty good two-wide battle at the moment. Sending it down the hill. Turkey with some contact there. Not giving up on that one easily. And looks like the top three is going to be totally fine here. But it could get kind of interesting maybe. Look at these guys coming into the fray. And Luke and Opix and Armada and Detail all make big contact. Multiple collisions there. That was a pretty big one, actually. I'd say that was probably one of the bigger, multiple collisions of the night so far with that many drivers involved. Yeah, that was pretty bad. So it's going to send Luke all the way back to third. Detail stays in second. Real Deal goes up to the lead. And it looks like Turkey's actually starting to make some time here in fifth as well. Wow, Vulcan just cheesed himself. That was a nasty one. Some contact there. With Detail and I think maybe Sector, but he's still going to hold on. It looks like both of them still held on to their positions. Slaunch and Luke getting pretty close for that podium spot. Slaunch actually does take the podium spot there, and Turkey making some gains as well, all funneling in. Oh, collisions. Could get interesting. I think it was Detail and Sector close again. Oh, Turkey are really flirting with the collision there, but narrowly avoiding it, and Real Deal still doing a good job leading him down, but I think things could get cheesy here. They do. Makes contact with Armada, and was it Armada? It might have been somebody else. But it was fine at first, and then ends up getting cheesed pretty hard at the end of it. And that actually allows Detail to close in the gap. He's now right behind Real Deal for the lead. Already 13 laps down. Interestingly enough, goes for the alternate line there as well, and actually hit it pretty well until he made all kinds of mistakes here in the cave. So not what he was looking for. A bit of a rough run there. Definitely going to lose a bit of that time that he worked back up on him, and he's got to hit his marks here because he's got Slaunch and Luke closing in too, but you don't have to hit your marks if you have an Opix absolutely cleaning out Real Deal down the river, and that's going to send Real Deal all the way down to fifth. One of the biggest impacts this race so far. He was in a great spot right there, but one bad collision sends him all the way down from the lead to fifth. He does take a spot there from Turkey. Turkey making a mistake. That's going to put Detail into the lead. Oh, that was close. And now it's Luke and Slaunch battling it out for second, third. Gets kind of interesting there. Luke trying to avoid the collision. Slaunch sending it, and closes in their gap, their battle, a classic battle here for the podium spot. And yeah, Real Deal just trying to track it down. Oh, that was another big one. Glad we caught that. Slaunch and Vulcan. I think Turkey makes some contact too. It's going to send Slaunch very far back. Ooh, that's close with Luke and Vulcan as well. Vulcan rejoining the racing line. It's going to be Detail and Luke now in first and second. They're going to be the ones that we're looking at to get absolutely cheesed by these collisions. That looks kind of sus, and it is. But a really nice recovery, actually. A great recovery there from Detail on that one. Could have been way worse. But I think he misses his mark there and is not able to hit that inside line. So, oh, but Luke and Vulcan make hard contact on the exit there. And that might cost them some time as well. And look at the pack. The pack is back here on Mount Packer. These guys are all grouped up together through all these collisions. Now we have most of the field pretty close with each other. And Detail hits a bad landing, and that's going to cost him that flip. He's going to go down to second after that one. So still nice to hold on to the top two, but definitely not what he was looking for. That was a pretty bad crash. Oh, Sector and Turkey, or Slaunch? I don't know, Sector and Slaunch there, actually. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was Sector and Slaunch there getting involved. Armada, Armada and Turkey, and Real Deal making contact as well. Oh, and that was a bad one. That was a really bad one for Slaunch. And yeah, Slaunch has had terrible collision luck this race. He was having a really good run early on, but he's lost a lot of time here. He's getting absolutely clotheslined on some of these collisions and just can't catch a break. But now Luke's got a pretty decent lead. Detail's got a nice gap in second. It looks like it's actually Turkey now with a nice gap in third. And actually, they're pretty close with each other at the moment. Yeah, definitely workable gaps, but these collisions could make things cheesy. Detail narrowly avoids it there, but that will allow Turkey to close the gap with him a bit, and we'll see if that could make things interesting, but I looks kind of lost out on him there. Now it's Real Deal and Turkey that are close. Sector! You can't slow down, bitch! All right, I'm going to have to, you know, dock Justin like 20 points for that. What was that crash? Roll it back. Opix and Vulcan just absolutely duking it out here, and that does not end very well. Definitely a tricky place to go too wide, and Slaunch is definitely going to see that and be like, all right, yeah, I like that. And he's going to move on, try to get that position from Opix. Opix actually ahead of Slaunch right now. Slaunch has had so many collisions that Opix is able to take that spot. And look at this, Turkey is actually making it happen with Detail, and they both absolutely destroy Justin on that collision. Oh, that was pretty crazy right there. I love this move. And this is some of the interesting moves that you can see happen on this track. So this is like what Armada could have done with Luke earlier, but it didn't quite work out for him. So look at this. Turkey actually needs to get really far inside, but he actually swings wide a little too much. And look at this. He's almost missing the entry. He actually does miss the entry. He gets stuck on the rock there a little bit, and Detail's just like, all right, that's just going to give me a faster run. Uses it as a cushion, essentially, and he's going to take that second spot back, but gets absolutely sent down the river immediately afterwards. Perhaps that run was actually not a good thing after all, because it gave him a really nice run into that collision, and that was the hardest collision for him of the race. Going to be going down potentially out of the podium spot now, so going to have to regain from that. And the gaps are starting to open up. This is actually the lead right here. Luke's opened up a pretty big gap now. Just right there, we're going to have Turkey coming over the hill in second. So yeah, it's a pretty massive gap now. Real Deal there for third, Detail for fourth. And I think I got to say Armada's probably a lap down, maybe Slaunch in the lead lap there, and Opix as well. But yeah, for 1-2 are pretty far out now, as it seems, until, collision there with Sector and Armada. It looks like Turkey actually lost a bit of time there. Not sure if there's a collision with him or what, but regardless, no matter what happened, point is he lost the time, and now Real Deal is pressuring that second place, so can Turkey hold on to it? He's definitely got two pretty speedy drivers behind him. So Turkey's going to have to be clean on this one. And I thought that collision with Luke and Detail would have got pretty close on that one, but it does not. Real Deal making a slight mistake there. Lose some time. Oh, big collision there with Turkey and Opix, and that will cost him a couple spots. Real Deal and Detail will go by into 2-3. And look at that. That's the lead over there. This is 2-3 right here. That's the lead over there. So yeah, this lead gap is absolutely absurd. Probably one of the biggest ones that we've seen. And Luke's just been able to dice his way through the collisions at this point in the race. And with only 6 laps to go, unless he literally hits a collision every lap and these guys avoid it every lap, it's going to look pretty tough for that lead battle to go down, or for that lead gap to go down at this point. That being said, 2, 3, and 4 are still open. Real Deal, Detail, and Turkey are still very close with each other, and maybe even collision with each other. And there it is. Luke plays a role in it and gets that slight contact with Real Deal, and that will give Detail the second place spot. And Opix cleans out Real Deal that time too. So Real Deal gets hit with multiple hard collisions, and that's going to send them pretty far out of the podium battle. It's now Detail second, Turkey in third. It looks like Slaunch is actually taking fourth now, too. I think Real Deal goes down to fifth. Yeah, he's right behind him. Right behind him here, but he has to fight for it. So, yeah, Real Deal hitting some really rough collisions these last couple laps, and that's what Slaunch wanted to see. Oh! And we caught that one, Armada, with some big contact there. And that's Slaunch and Turkey. That's Slaunch and Turkey. Slaunch is not that far off the Turkey. Can he make a late race podium run here? It's kind of looking like it's possible. He is really not that far off of it. Luke's got some lap traffic as well, so maybe this could make things interesting here for the lead, potentially. The lap traffic maybe coming into play. Oh, and he does get collected, but it wasn't that bad. That's not going to cost him that much time in the grand scheme of things, considering Detail is just now coming out of the cave. Ooh, they were pretty close on that one, too. And, yeah, Turkey trying to hold off that podium from Slaunch. A classic podium battle there between those two drivers. Vulcan biffs it here on the exit. Luke makes slight contact with him, and the collision here might be close with Real Deal, but it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. And it looks like this will be already. This race feels like it went by so fast. White flag. Oh, and Detail does collect optics there, but white flag. One more lap to go for Luke to close out this one. Pretty big gap here on Mount Packer. Just being able to avoid the collisions is what this race is all about. The collisions can be so rough, especially when you get sent down the river like we saw happen to many of these drivers. Did not happen to him, and he's going to take his first TRS victory right there for Season 6. And we'll keep an eye on the rest of the pack. There's Detail coming out as well. He will take that second place spot. And it's pretty close, but Turkey will hold on to the podium. Slaunch fourth, Real Deal fifth. Very, very close for 3, 4, 5 right there. Those guys were duking it out all the way to the end. Armada will not be finishing the race right there. He's got another lap to go. Vulcan also, I believe, is in last. Opix, I think, does. Yes, he does finish his race right there. Will be coming home in 6th. And is this Justin 7th? Will he have it? I think he does have it. Justin, taking a 7th. Nice job, dude. There you go. Good points for him. And I think Armada will come home in 8th. And Vulcan will cross the line here in a moment in 9th as well. So 3 motos into the season so far. 3 different winners. Real Deal takes the first. Detail strikes second. And now Luke strikes third here at Mount Packer. And guess what? We're going rogue. We're sending a quad because we wanted to. Word to Jon Snow. So congrats to the top 3, Luke, Detail, and Turkey on that one. But we're sending a 4th race, again, inspired by Jon Snow. We wanted to, and we're going to go to a reach track, switch up the game here, and have a quad header overall for our first night for our TRS Season 6. So see you guys there.